special guest today is Paul Bronski. Say hi, Paul.
Hello, everybody.
So Paul hasn't been back since the opening podcast. Paul was here, and he hasn't been back since. He was afraid of COVID, and I don't know what was going on with him, but he hasn't been here. Paul, what have you been doing with yourself?
I ain't afraid of COVID.
All right. Well, you told me I can't come. It's an incubator and that.
Because you wanted me to come do a podcast when like 3 people in your house had COVID.
No,
so
nobody
I
had
said,
COVID
I'll
anymore.
Wait till everybody gets better.
Everybody was better.
Yeah, that's it.
So what have you been doing with yourself, Paul?
Nothing. Same old stuff.
Yeah, you won a championship in softball?
2 championships out of 4 leagues. Not
Okay,
bad, not
okay.
bad. And then one with the young guys. The young guys
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
I actually won 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
So not too bad.
That's even better.
Yeah, but it was fun though.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun this year.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens now in the fall. I don't know. I know the team that we play on together is not that good. Hopefully, it's a little better this year.
I think if we get the guys those young guys that came back last year to play with us, we'll be all right.
All right. You got to talk into the microphone.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So I wanted Paul on the podcast because we've been battling back and forth. Okay. We're both Met fans, but Paul, I call him a closeted Yankee fan because because we have an owner that has money to spend. Paul wants to spend like the Yankees spend. I, on the other hand,
not just the Yankees, like the Dodgers and the Padres and every other team that wins. You know why you talk about the Yankees spend. Then when I go to Citi Field, it's going to cost me so much money. You don't realize the vendors at Citi Field are the same vendors at Yankee Stadium since the 70s. So whatever price the Yankees charge, the Mets charge the same price. So if I'm paying $9 for a beer to come in last place, why can't I at least come in first place if I got to pay those prices?
And what are the tickets right now costing?
It's about the same.
No, it's not the same.
It's about the same. Go buy a ticket
I'm not talking about the
behind
Yankees and Mets. I'm talking about in general. Baseball tickets are a lot of money.
You want to get a decent seat at Citi Field, you got to pay $50 for a ticket for a decent seat.
Okay.
You know, I go to the Hyundai Club, food included. I pay $110 a ticket, and that includes the food. But what they do is they screw you because like if you go see Mets Yankees, it's like $180 or $200. They raise the price.
Right.
But like if you go see a normal team like the Cubs or the Pirates or even the Braves, they'll probably raise it. But you see a normal team, you pay $110. And you get all the food included. And for me, I'll pay that to have a good team on the field.
But we have a good team.
Not a great team.
We have a very good team.
We'll see.
Right? We have a very good team. Once we got DeGrom back, our pitching staff now is heads and shoulders above other people. The Dodgers lost Buehler today. Right? I mean, Dustin May is coming back, maybe.
All right. But they went on the cheap. They went on the cheap and they got Vogelback and Ruff.
Yeah.
So they got 2 guys to fill the spot of one guy because one guy can't hit lefties, the other guy can't hit righties.
But don't you like them?
No, I'd rather have Josh Bell or J.D. Martinez or the guy from Baltimore. Who was the other guy? Mancini. I would take real professional hitters that can hit lefties and righties. You saw what happened the other day. They got Martes on third base, right? 1 out. What do they do to David Wright? Take your base. They're not pitching to him. They pitched to Vogelback.
And he hit the ball very well.
Didn't get the job done.
No, but he hit the ball very well.
Then he hits a home run when it's 5-0. He hits a solo shot when it's 5-0.
So you're not liking Vogel.
And he's a folk hero. No, I'm just saying. I think J.D. Martinez gets the job done.
But he didn't get traded. J.D. Martinez didn't go nowhere.
I think any one of those big hitters is going to give Wright more protection. Not Wright, Alonso. They're not going to pitch to Alonso.
But don't you think what's happening right now is these other owners are really not wanting to deal with our owner?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
All right, because the Phillies, the guy I wanted was David Robertson, right? And the Phillies got him for their 26 rated prospect.
Yeah, because you know why?
Why?
Sandy Alderson's still involved with the Mets. This has this Sandy Alderson stink all over it. This Vogelback and this rough guy and Naquin.
I don't think anybody wants to be taken advantage of. These guys look what happened. We made a trade last year for Baez, right? Why did we give up our number 1 draft pick? I think it was a year before that. For what?
I'm not saying give it up for that guy, but Juan Soto was available.
I understand that.
And even if you don't sign him, the Padres got that guy for 3 postseasons now.
Here's the deal.
Three postseasons they got.
With you, I argued that the Mets should not trade for him.
Right.
With my other friend from Long Island, I argued that the Mets should trade for him. Because I was tossing back and forth, right? Because at first, when I first talked to you, I thought he was a free agent at the end of the year.
No,
and I'm like, that's a waste.
3 postseasons
right?
you got.
But when I found that out, I said, well, maybe we have a shot to win it this year. Maybe we go for it. You know, the Padres gave up a lot. I mean, the Padres gave up a lot.
So you would have had to give up maybe Alvarez, but you got another catcher.
Yeah, but I don't think they needed Alvarez because they had Ruiz. They got him last year in the trade.
Well, you empty the farm system for that guy. 23-year-old guy.
I get that.
Hey, look at the David Cone trade. How did those prospects work out? Look at the Miguel Cabrera trade. How did those prospects work out?
So
None of them worked out. How about Seaver? We traded Seaver. We got 4.
We got
stuck.
Doug Flynn. We got
stuck.
Steve Henderson. Both those guys were okay. Pat Zachary was good, but then he broke his foot like an idiot kicking the dugout steps. The guy that was supposed to be good that didn't do it was Dan Norman.
Yep.
Right? He didn't do
was
anything.
the top guy. Yeah.
And I agree with you about
They don't
prospects
always
of
pan
prospects.
out.
They don't
Yeah.
always pan out.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that, like I said,
What do you care how much money Cohen spends? It ain't your money.
because I'm a baseball fan.
What do you care?
And when teams do this, the other teams can't compete.
So you want them to do like the Pirates and put?
But no, that's my point. They can't compete.
because they don't put their money back into the team. They keep it and they make profit. Those guys are making more money than Cohen. Cohen,
I don't know if that's
puts
true.
It back into the team.
I went to see a game.
These guys don't put their money into the team.
I went to see a game and I was talking to them.
Pirates used to be good. Why did the Nationals trade? They won the World Series in 2019. All of a sudden, they got to get rid of everybody.
They can't
Why?
sustain those salaries long term. That's the
But
problem.
we can.
But it's not good for baseball.
Well,
Those
it's
other
not
teams.
my fault
Listen,
you can't afford
the
players.
Pirates, the Marlins, the Royals, the A's, the Reds. These teams can't compete, and it's not
The hell
right.
the A's destroyed baseball with their Moneyball crap and their pitch counts.
But they can't.
that
But
Billy
they can't
Beane
compete
crap.
in today's world
What did Moneyball
with
ever
Steve
get them?
Cohen. They can't
20 They got a
compete.
20-game winning streak out of it. Big deal. They never won nothing.
Well, no, because they
And
didn't.
he-
They
and he
couldn't go over the
forced all
top.
this Moneyball
But
crap
Paul,
on
don't you
everybody.
understand what happened is they
Doesn't
get
work.
they get to a certain spot, and then those players leave, and they can't get over the hump. They got to redo it again.
Then you got
It doesn't work.
You can't afford the team. Don't buy it.
It's not that they can't afford it. The venue doesn't work for them. They don't make the money they do in New York and Oakland. They don't make it in Cincinnati, in Pittsburgh. They just don't make it, and we're ruining the sport for those
How you
teams.
ruining it?
Those teams can never compete. They compete for a year or two. The Royals did it for
the
3
Royals
years.
beat the Mets in the
The
World Series
3 years, the
2015.
Royals were very good, right? And then all those players had to go. They can't sustain it.
They won 2015. They won a
Now,
World
the
Series.
Padres, they went out and they get every prospect in the world is gone, right? They got Hader, they got Soto, right? Hold on one second. So I think we have another guest coming in. We're in here.
He already has the podcast
Come on
going
in.
without John. He's so
Come on in.
How are you?
So I'll have to edit this part, but
How are you?
We're 2 minutes in.
yeah, we just started.
Paul.
Is this mic on?
Yeah, it's on. Everything's working.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
There's
I'm
usually
sure.
a lot of technical difficulties with this podcast.
No, we got it. We got it.
He makes fun of me because he goes, "Well, I'm going to come over. I'm going to make sure it works," and it don't work.
Yeah.
I've done 4 podcasts that never even
Well,
recorded.
that's not true at all.
He tested it though. It better report.
So I'm going? I'm good? All
Yeah,
right.
you're good. So, John, we were just talking about the Major League Baseball and how these other teams can't compete because the teams like the Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and these other teams like the history of baseball, the Pirates, the Reds, the A's, they can't compete anymore, and it's kind of ruined the game. I know you don't believe that because you're a Yankee fan.
But you're a Met fan now, too, so it's the same.
Let me tell you something,
He's like
Phil.
that. I
Let me
call
tell
him a
you something.
closeted Yankee fan.
I've been a Met fan since 1970.
Into the microphone.
Since 1972. I had to go through the 70s watching the Mets. My friends used to say, look at here's the Yankees record. You want to see the Mets record? And they turn it upside down because the Yankees won 100 and the Mets lost 100. And you know what? I paid the same prices at this field all the years the Yankees were good and the Mets suck. Still $9 a beer at Shea. Same prices, same vendors. But you know what? The Yankees, they pay those prices, premier prices. They get World Series. They win World Series in the 90s, the 70s, the 80s.
Yes.
We won in 86. Now we got an owner. My whole thing hating the Yankees was I was jealous. I want Steinbrenner to be my guy. Now we got George Steinbrenner, and you don't want him.
Right.
And you got
Right.
mad that he signed shirts. Oh, they gave a 38-year-old
Because
guy.
what did I tell you?
He's the ace of the staff right now.
Into the microphone.
And
What did I tell
he's
you?
got them
What's gonna
winning.
happen is-
He's got them winning. And you know what? There's other putts, DeGrom. He's so mad that Scherzer got that contract. The guy's on a DL for a year and he's opting out. He wants more money because he's jealous. And he
So
shouldn't get more
there's,
money.
Uncle
somebody-
Phil, like, he likes to cry. He likes to count other people's money. He
Right,
likes to
right.
cry.
What do you
It has
care?
nothing to do with you.
It's nothing to do
Well,
with
this
us.
is fun
We've
because
been-
we got a Met fan and a Yankee fan
But we
both ganging up on me.
We suffered for years, Phil. Now we got a guy. He's got even more money than Steinbrenner, and we can get anybody we want, and you don't want him.
Because it's not good
And
for
he
baseball.
when he calls me, oh, you're a closet Yankee fan. I'm like, why? Because I want to be good.
Because you want to win.
Yeah.
You want to win. You got to do what you got to do to win.
We don't hate the Yankees. We hate them because we want to be
Be them,
just
yeah.
like them.
I get it.
Like if you lost every year and you had to look every day in the paper, Phil, we lose and they win. We lose and they every great player that's available, they get them. Or the Dodgers get them. Now we can get them.
Same thing in football.
Right.
You want to be like the Patriots, right?
Right.
It's a team that just
When
always
we
wins.
got-
and
when we
always
got,
does.
But
when
the
we got
Patriots-
Sergio, when we got Mad Max, the whole baseball world was like, uh-oh, the Mets mean business. They got a real owner now. And look where we are. We're at 35 games, 2 years into Cohen. 2 years with 35 games over 500.
When was the last time you had 35 games over 500? The Mets.
been a
And we got a better record than the Yankees.
Yeah,
and they can't
I-
beat
he doesn't
us.
want to hear that
And we're
'cause
going
he
to
might
beat
have to
them.
pay
We're
it
going
for
to beat
dinner.
them when we sweep them for 4 games for the thing. And you don't have to hear them making fun of us, right? When we
yeah.
beat them, right? It's not going to feel good.
See, the thing is, he cries when the Mets don't spend money
Right.
and they stink.
Yeah.
Now he
No.
cries when the Mets do spend
Let me
money.
just
He's just a
straighten-
miserable Met fan
Let me
that will
straighten
never be
both you
happy.
out. Let me straighten both you out, okay? What it is I don't cry when they don't spend money. What I say is you got to spend money correctly. When you bring in idiot people because you want to be cheap, like Jason
So-
Bay, instead of going out and getting
not Cohen.
Matt Holliday, right?
Cohen, what did Cohen
that
do?
was my problem.
Cohen's got the team 2 years. What did he do? You were mad because he signed a 38-year-old guy.
Because what I say,
You didn't like the Lindor
DeGrom's gonna
contract,
opt out, right?
You didn't like Lindor.
That's what I said.
How good is Lindor now?
Lindor's doing great.
So he's got 82 RBIs.
All right. I made fun of the Yankees for doing this with A-Rod. All right. You offer him $320. He says no. Okay, great. We had 7 free agent shortstops that were just as good as Lindor. And in the offseason, we caved and gave him $340. Like to me, it's mind-boggling that you do
What does that $20 million mean to you?
Well, it's part of the total budget, right?
Yeah, but what?
Mets are at
cares?
291, I
Yeah, but
think,
he-
right now.
And they might be the first $400 million payroll.
But
They
you-
might be.
you-
And how is that good for baseball?
But
It
why
doesn't
do
matter.
I care about the Pirates? Why do I care that the Pirates every year can't compete? Then sell the team and compete.
And that's what these teams are doing. How
So,
many teams have in all
Oakland's leaving,
sports?
Oakland's going. They're moving out.
In
They're
all
moving-
sports, how many teams have sold?
They're
This is
moving
what's
out.
going to happen. Look who bought a rich guy bought
Do you
the
know
Clippers.
how much money Cohen had? $340 million to him is nothing. The guy buys a painting for $100 million. He doesn't care. We got a good owner now. Let him spend.
You bitching and complaining about it isn't going to change
He didn't
anything.
want Juan Soto. He didn't want
So-
to empty the farm for Juan Soto. He'd rather have a 360
Hold on.
pound
Here's
left-handed
why.
Vogelback.
Here's why.
He's got
Okay.
he's got
right.
references. He's got newspaper
Mets
articles.
payroll can skyrocket to 345 next year just to keep the team together. Okay? Why? Because you got people coming in that are going to be.
Oh yeah, Diaz, another
arbitration.
trade you didn't, another guy you
Arbitration.
didn't want, right?
No,
Diaz
because
too.
you
Another
don't.
guy
That's
you-
a dumb trade. You don't trade.
And how good is
your
Kelman?
It
How
doesn't
good is
matter.
he?
You
How
don't
good
trade
is
your
he?
prospects
How good is
and
he?
take the money on. You don't do both.
You know what his major league
the
average is?
Yankees do that? Do they do that?
He's hitting 190.
I think that was a bad trade by Brody.
Worked
I think that
out
was a bad
good?
trade. It's working out this year,
This
but
year,
I think it's a
at
bad
one
trade.
out of 4 years it worked.
I think it was a bad trade.
He's
Still,
still young. He's still young.
Now we got to sign him again. He's going to
Yeah.
win $25 million a year.
But you know who you got to
Oh,
let
but
go?
you don't care if it's 25. Give him more.
Give him $30 million if he's going to save 50 games a year and
All
strike
right.
everybody
So we got
out.
people right now that are going to be
What about
arbitration
Ohtani
ready.
when we get him? What are we going to pay him?
No,
you
that-
guys got to keep Nimmo, DeGrom,
We don't have to
Diaz.
So
keep
wait,
Nimmo. We
DeGrom's going to go out and become.
We don't
do it
need
over.
Nimmo.
Bassett, Walker,
Nimmo's easily
free
replaced.
agents. Carrasco going to opt out. Then you have Diaz, free agent. Ottavino, free agent. Not Lindor, but you got McNeil and Alonso going to be arbitration eligible. Okay.
Your pitching staff might be $100 million if you keep DeGrom, and then because you're losing Walker and Bassett. I would assume you're not going to get them back. Maybe Bassett, not Walker.
We just traded for Bassett. You want him? He's a good pitcher.
Yeah, but they signed him for. Yeah, but he's a free agent, is what I'm saying.
He can keep everybody. He's got enough money to keep everybody.
But what I'm saying is, your pitching staff. If you sign DeGrom, he's going to opt out. He said it 100 times.
So
your pitching staff might be $100 million alone.
Well, the
just
starting
pitching
staff
5
they
pitchers.
estimate is 143 million.
You think
the
DeGrom's
bullpen is
getting
44 million.
Yeah.
You think somebody's going to
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
As long as he's healthy the rest of the year.
Without a doubt.
So you think he goes the rest of the year? You don't get hurt.
Right.
He's going to be what 33, coming off of a year.
He's younger than Max Scherzer.
I mean, give me a break. You gave Max Scherzer 43 million.
He's not Max Scherzer.
Max Scherzer last year at the end of the year had a tired arm. Let's not go there because he didn't have pitch in the finals.
If DeGrom stays healthy, he's getting Max Scherzer money easily.
Yeah, more.
Easily.
More.
Yeah, more.
Because he's younger.
The Mets should give Max Scherzer like $1 more just to bust his.
Nimmo.
I love Max Scherzer.
Nimmo. $5 million
go.
increase from Marte.
How much they want to pay Nimmo to stay? How much?
Probably
they saying?
$16 million a year, I would assume.
I think they're saying 20, up to 20.
I wouldn't give him 20.
He's not $20 million a year.
No. He's got no arm. He
But
got no power.
my thing is, what do you want to do about it? You want the Mets to not? So you want the Mets to just not get better?
Yeah, that's it.
Because
not what
you
I'm
want the
saying.
Pirates to be good?
That's not what I want. I like when it's competitive.
You want a salary
games.
cap?
Yeah, I do. I want a hard cap. Yeah,
A hard cap
a hard cap
for everybody.
for every single person. A hard cap.
Don't they have that in football?
They have it in basketball.
They have it in yeah, and it works.
Does it work?
Yeah,
No.
I don't think it works. The same teams are still in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's the
because
same
they're
teams
poorly
that do it.
run. The other team.
See, there's an excuse for everything. Who cares?
Like
Who cares?
You want the Brooklyn Nets, poorly run organization. They trade all these guys for James Harden, which by the way, I was right. Bad trade. What happens? Now they got to trade him away. They got to try and they got no draft picks. It's horrible.
You
Bad
can't fix every
organization.
sport. You can't fix every sport. There's always going to be problems. Everyone's always going to complain. This is what it is. You're on the good side of it now. Just enjoy it. That's it. You're finally on the good side of it. Stop bitching and enjoy it.
It's not like we didn't suffer. You know, my nephew's like 30-year-old kid. He's never seen a Yankee.
Put the microphone this way. 'Cause you're not meant the microphone.
He's never seen a Yankee losing season. The guy's 30. Never saw a losing season.
31.
Ever.
I mean, come
Just
on.
like him. Never saw a losing season. We grew up 100 lost seasons. We grew up where our RBI guy led the team in RBIs with 70. Like John Milner was our power hitter. 19 homers and 70.
You guys have made the
RBI.
playoffs like 3 times in the last like 15 years,
Come
I
on,
think, or
Phil.
12 years.
We suffered
And,
enough.
and I want to
We
make
can't
the
have good
playoffs. I want to
fortune.
be competitive, and I would love to win, but I don't want to pay. I don't want to have a $400 million payroll. I don't think it's good for the sport. I'm an actual baseball fan. You two guys are not.
So you're a baseball fan because you want to count everyone's money?
No, you're an accountant.
Yeah,
That's what you are.
yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're just money cruncher. Like who cares? It ain't my. I want.
You're just
a
a
World
cheap.
Series.
He's a cheapskate.
Yeah.
He's a cheapskate in real life too.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just with baseball.
No, I
He's a
know.
cheapskate with everything.
You got to see the softball uniform shirts he
He
got.
picks the
us. You
shittiest
washed
ones.
them once and they disappeared.
That wasn't me.
I said
That wasn't
the shirt
me.
disintegrated in the wash.
It was the
That
cheapest
wasn't
thing
me.
you
That
could
was
find.
Bagels. That was
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest thing you can
All right,
find.
hold on.
Listen.
All right. Well, John, how did you like the trade deadline?
What about it?
How did you like it for your team?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I think they made the right moves.
And how's it worked out so far?
Not great so
Who's
far,
the guy
but
they got from Kansas City?
Benintendi.
He's good. That guy's
He's
good.
starting to hit. Listen, this is what I like to explain because clearly the Mets are at the peak right
And
now.
it's not over yet.
The
The Yankees
Yankees,
can pass them.
the Mets are at their peak right now. The Yankees are down at the bottom. The Yankees were at the peak in the first half where they were hitting their stride, doing exactly what you guys are doing right now. We did in the first half. We won 17 out of 20. We went on 12-game win streaks. We did this all already in the first half.
And they got a 10-game cushion from that. And you know
And
what?
that's-
Even
and that's why
during
we built a cushion.
This bad stretch they had, they went 2-8.
We still have a 10-game cushion.
And the Blue Jays went 2-7. So
Yeah,
it's-
no,
so
that
they
division-
they
that
picked
division's
up
not
one
that
game.
good.
So
you know?
my point
Yeah.
is, it's easy to look at. I'm sure you're trying to brag about the Mets
No, not
trade
at all.
deadline.
No,
and
not at all.
It's easy to say, listen, baseball is a game of slumps and runs
Listen,
and
you
how
know-
you
know what
break in
happened
and
with
out
the
of
Mets
them.
At the trade deadline, they got lucky because the Mets got hot and started winning.
100.
If they went into a 0-for-6 losing streak at the trade deadline, even the
He would be
Padres
getting
were
killed.
getting killed. The Padres did the best you could possibly do,
And they got swept.
They got swept by the Dodgers. They were killing the Padres. You know, now the Mets got lucky. they went on the cheap and they got Vogelback. Did they improve? Yeah, because J.D. Davis
Stunk.
and
Dom Smith stunk, yeah.
were horrible. Were horrible.
But did you think it was a good deadline for the Mets?
No.
I agree.
So-
but now if Met
but it
fans
worked
like
out.
No.
Met
hold
fans
on.
like
I didn't
him
like it.
will be like, "Whoa, look at bad
No,
trade
no,
deadline,
no,
huh? Bad
no.
trade
Yeah,
deadline."
But it worked. And you
Vol-
know what was bad? We didn't get a lefty reliever at all. We got one lefty, Rodriguez, and he's horrible.
You got him from
And
us, the Yankees.
We didn't get a righty that could get lefties out when we could have got Robinson. The Phillies got Robinson
For nothing.
for a 26th pick. Why couldn't we do that?
Listen,
But that's my point. I don't think we had a great.
it's
trade
looking
deadline
good
because
right
of
now
that.
for the Mets because of small sample size.
The Cubs trade with us all the time. Why wouldn't they trade Robinson?
They wanted too much.
They gave us the other
They
guy.
wanted too much. They wanted to rip us off like they did last year. And this year we said no.
These guys got traded into the right environment. The Mets were winning.
Yep.
They were hot.
Yep.
Just like the Yankees pitching staff at the
And they
beginning of the year.
They contributed a little.
They're
doing
contributing.
all
They're contributing
Yeah.
a lot.
But you know what? Like if I'm in Game 5 of a World Series game and Alonso's up he's a tying run on third with 2 outs, they're walking him to get the Vogel back.
Come on, nobody's scared of Vogelbach.
Right? Nobody's scared. And you know what? If Soto's hitting behind him, they ain't walking him. If Josh Bell's behind him, they ain't walking him.
How many guys?
You know?
Look, a baseball season's long for a reason. How many guys get hot for a month? How many teams get hot for a month? You got to get hot at the right time.
You know, Vogelback gets his hits, but how well is he going to hit?
Vogelbach was
Top-notch pitching.
listen. Vogelbach was not a good player his career so far. He's not a good player.
He's better than Smith because he gives you good at bat.
Yeah.
He don't swing it bad.
He hits righties good.
He's always got a 3-2 count.
He's a
got-
platoon guy. He's a pinch hitter and a platoon guy.
You guys are acting like
But he's not a
I love
five-hitter.
the Mets trade deadline. They didn't.
But it's
I
working
thought
out
there
for
were
you. So you
guys-
have.
But I thought there were guys that we should have gotten and we did not get. I wanted David Robinson. I didn't understand how the Phillies
Phil
could get him
thinks
for
there's a
nothing.
conspiracy against Cohen. Why?
I've heard that. I don't believe it. I've heard that rumor out there that the owners don't want to trade with him.
Or they're
So
going
let
to
me
rip
ask
him
you
off
So
to make a trade.
So let me say.
I did hear that.
Phil,
I don't think that's true because they
you
did
don't-
vote him
You
in.
don't want to be like the Yankees. You don't want to be like the Dodgers, right? So in the off season, the California Angels go to the Mets.
Badly run organization.
But they go to the Mets.
They spend
go,
money.
We're getting rid of Otani. You don't want him.
I don't know.
We're going to have to pay him $50 million a year. You don't
Yeah,
want
I don't know what you got to give up for him. I think
Well,
that's
what
gonna
if-
be. By the way, that's
when
gonna be
is
a
he a
tough.
free agent?
That's gonna be a tough deal.
When
I
is
don't
he a
know.
free agent?
I don't think he wants
Who?
to trade him. He has one more
Otani,
year.
when is he one more year?
One more year, and I don't
So
think
what if he
the
becomes
Angels
a
don't
free
want to
agent?
trade
They're
him.
not
What if
gonna-
he's just a strict free agent? You don't want Cohen to get him.
I don't think they're gonna trade him. That's
No.
my
What
point.
if he's a free agent next
Well,
year?
let's see
whatever
what
year it
let's
is.
see what we have at that time.
You wouldn't want the best player in the game
No.
because you don't want it because it's not your
If you're-
money.
if
but
it doesn't
you don't
fit
want
He's
into
going to
his
want to stick
salary.
West Coast. That's why he went to the Angels to begin with.
He likes the guy, the Met GM. That's the
Appler?
guy who got him. Yeah, that's the guy who got him into the.
But he
US.
wants to stay. The reason why he went West Coast to the Angels is because that's closer to wherever he's from,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to come here with the media
He
and
wants
stuff.
to win though.
He does. I mean,
You know, Dodgers gonna get him.
yeah, probably.
Listen,
the Dodgers or the Padres seem
The-
to get everybody
the
nowadays.
The Dodgers got lucky that Trevor Bauer got in trouble with the law, and then
I think he still got paid.
no,
No,
He got paid last
he got a
year.
whole year suspension
yeah,
too.
now he's not getting paid.
Oh, but he
now.
got paid last year.
There
And
was-
didn't get lucky. He was a ridiculously good pitcher
No,
for
yeah.
them.
They
He
got
was.
lucky because they were able to go out and make that Turner trade because they didn't have that payroll to worry
Alonso
about.
just struck out, inning over.
Okay, it's early.
They didn't get. I can't sit here and let you say they got lucky. They signed a big time free agent, which was awesome for their pitching staff, and the guy hasn't played. That's not lucky.
Right.
And they didn't have to pay his salary
No, last year they definitely paid his salary.
early on. Then
When they got Trey Turner and Max Scherzer, they were paying his salary.
They were paying it in the beginning.
This year is the
This
year he
year.
got fully suspended.
Hey, and how
No,
come-
no salary.
I don't
How come
think this-
Tatis got 80 games. Was he suspended before?
No, that's
Isn't
the
it-
standard.
It's not 50 games.
No, it's 80.
Didn't Cano get 50 games?
No, he
And
got-
Then the second time got 80.
It might have changed.
Maybe they changed it in a new contract.
Yeah, they might have changed.
Maybe
but,
with the new CBI. Yeah.
But I will tell you now. Here's a guy, Tatis. Everybody said he's a great player, right? They signed him ahead of free agency, right? Way ahead. 1 year under the belt, and now he got
didn't
hurt
like
for a
that.
year.
I didn't
and
like
now he's
giving a young
suspended
kid
80
like
games.
I know, but those are two things you can't predict. You can't predict getting hurt,
But
and
what happens if he?
you can't
What
predict.
is he doing?
She's taking a picture of your feet. She can't. You can't
He wants to be-
predict.
He wants to be a foot model.
You can't predict injury and suspension and then call the team an idiot because they signed a stud
but
young player.
Whatever
But
that
now-
guy accomplishes now, no, it'll never be legit for the rest of his career. For the rest of his career, people are always good. If he comes back and hits 52 homers and knocks out 150 RBI, he's a juicer. For the rest of his career, he's done.
Maybe.
You know?
If he never gets caught again, maybe not. Right? But my point is that team is not going to be able to support all these contracts, and they're going to have to start dumping contracts maybe in a year or two.
Yeah, but that's going all. They went all in right
They
now.
went
They're
all
going
in,
all in,
and then lost Tatis.
which is what I wanted the Yankees to do. You have the best. I think it's the best shot
I
that
know
they've
you
had in
wanted
a
them to
while.
get Soto too, right?
Yeah, they had no shot at Soto, but I wanted them. Yes,
I don't
100%.
think the Mets, it was hard to get Soto because the Nationals don't want to trade him. in the division.
Right.
And they were gonna rob the Mets.
Right. And that
Apparently,
was my point.
But what, the Mets could have got Josh Bell if they ate the money for Corbin. They would have had to take Corbin's bad contract.
He's brutal.
You know,
I wouldn't even
they-
do that.
they
I wouldn't
could-
even do
they
that for
could
Josh
have-
Bell.
They could have
But
got.
this is my point. Paul doesn't care. He's
Nah,
like,
but-
what? You can't
but that
take no
guy's-
money. You got a budget. You got to stay in the budget. He
It's
doesn't
not even
wanna
about the
go-
budget. It's about bringing that
But,
bad
John, he doesn't want
player
to go over,
onto your team.
He made he doesn't want to go over 300 million.
Who?
Cohen. He said
He's
that.
gonna go. He's over 300
No,
million.
he's not.
David.
He's 291.
They're gonna go over 300 million.
When
They
does
have no choice.
Cano come off?
Then one more year.
Yeah,
It's just those
He's
are
going
bad
over.
contracts.
No, I thought he bought Cano out.
he's going over.
Yeah,
no,
but even if you buy it out, is it?
no, they still got to pay him.
You're still on your salary.
Yeah, he released. He still got to pay.
I think it's
Even
still
if you buy him out this year, isn't that all go towards this year?
I don't know.
I think it
Maybe-
does.
Maybe he did.
maybe.
I think he bought him out, and that's it. I think he's done. I think you buy out the contract, and that goes all towards. I don't think it goes towards next year.
Okay.
Either way, they're still going to be. They have a lot of free agents.
Yeah.
DeGrom, if they want to keep DeGrom, they are going to pay a lot of money. He
I'm
made.
gonna let him walk. Guy pitched 6 innings. Let him go to the Yankees.
He's the only Met fan I've ever. I agree with you. I not come to the Yankees. I agree with you to let him walk. But you are the only Met fans.
You know what? He's
bow down
He's
to this
brilliant.
guy.
He's so brilliant for 6 innings, but somebody else always got to get the last 9 outs. And you know what?
That's the way baseball is
So
today.
then go get me 3 closers and put them in my
Okay.
pen. And go get me average starters
Okay.
because none of them could pitch more than 6 innings. And you go to the playoffs, you know what it comes down to? Why the Yankees won? Mariano Rivera. He was the most valuable Yankee. All of those throughout that whole
Correct.
playoff run. That was the most valuable Yankee.
Absolutely.
Because
Correct.
he
You knew the game was
come in
over.
the 8th. He come in, game's over. Because the game always comes down to the pen. And the Yankees, they had Wetland, they had Stanton. Always had a
Yeah, Jeff
spectacular
Nelson, they always had a great
Their
bullpen.
pen was always there. We had freaking Benitez.
Mondo
Benitez was a great closer, and they overused him,
Yeah.
and then he ran out of gas in the World Series. Plus, he didn't get some of the calls on the first.
about
game.
Billy
Look at him. He's got every excuse. I've never met a guy that has more excuses than this guy sitting to the left of me right here.
But Paul O'Neill couldn't touch him. He was choking up like a little leaguer, fouling off, and he couldn't put him away.
Right.
Couldn't put him away.
Right,
Let him.
'cause
He walked him.
That pitch that's on the
Oh.
block, he didn't get it.
Now you're arguing balls and
And then
strikes.
the Braves won all the World
The
Series.
Braves, you ever see the Braves? They were out here like 3 feet, and they were getting strike calls. That was a conspiracy for the Braves.
Conspiracy against the Mets.
No, just for the Braves. Whatever.
Listen, the teams that win. Look at the teams that win and that are always there. They got the Max Scherziers, who are the
They got
dogs that go out there and
Two really good starters like Schilling and Johnson, and great pen.
And look, and they got the dog. They got the dog aces. Justin Verlander. That guy's a dog. He goes out there and he's not coming out after 5-6 innings. He's going 7-8, and he's pitching good.
Yeah.
The Justin Verlanders, the Max Scherziers, Clayton Kershaw. I can't say he hasn't done that as well, but the Dodgers are
I'm
always
agreeing.
there.
And that's why I think the Mets are in a good
The
position.
Nationals when
right
they won,
Look at
Strasburg.
See what happens when you got weak arms in the outfield? Guy gets a base hit to left field, it's a double. Because Canna can't throw and Nimmo can't throw. And this is going to bite you in the playoffs. That should not be a double.
now.
No, it's not a double.
No way.
That should not be a double. But the Canna, he throws like a chicken.
So one thing I feel the Mets are going to get hit with obviously not as bad as what the Yankees are doing right now. But talk about a team firing on all cylinders. My friend, who's a Met fan, obviously sends me a screenshot of the top 5 ERA leaders since July 1st. 3 of them are Mets. One being Max Scherzer, but he's
Right.
put him to the side. He's a great pitcher. The other one being Carrasco and Bassett, right? They got like 1.4s, 1.5s.
They've been on fire.
Fire. Then you got guys like Vogelbach's hitting like 380, Naquin 360, and Ruff 340 since he's on the Mets. So now take Carrasco, Bassett, Vogelbach, Ruff, and who's the last guy? Ruff, Naquin. You take those guys. Are those guys those type of players? Obviously not, right?
No, they're gonna come to earth.
We don't need
Yeah.
to argue
Right.
that.
No.
But what I'm saying is, it just so happens that all these guys are clicking at the exact same time. What happens when water finds its level, when the market corrects itself, and those guys, they're still I'm not saying they're not going to be contributors, but is Carlos Carrasco a 170 ERA pitcher? Absolutely not.
They tag Swanson on their head,
And he's out.
and I think he's coming out of the game.
No way.
I'm not kidding you.
Is he out or he's hurt?
No, he's safe, but I think his helmet fell off when he slid, and McNeil got the ball and tagged him in the forehead, and I think he's coming out.
Well, they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine a guy coming out like that.
No, he's bleeding, so maybe
he's
they need
bleeding?
a stitch or something. I don't know. But he's in the dugout.
What's the score? 0-0?
0-0, man on second, one out.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
So yeah, what's gonna happen? Like, what is gonna be the Mets team when things go back to normal?
Listen,
DeGrom's gonna be awesome. Scherzer's gonna be awesome. They're exceptions.
They improved with those guys, but and listen, the thing about Buck, this guy Guillaume he plays the guy every single day.
He's hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah, now Escobar has to step up. But you figured they'd bring up one of the minor league guys because he ain't feeling too good either. Bring up the third baseman. The kid's hitting the crap out of the ball.
Don't even get me started.
Beatty,
on that
with
the
his
Yankees.
Beatty, or what's his name? Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty, yeah.
Yeah, bring that kid up.
Nah, they're not.
Look at the Braves. They brought two guys up. They're doing awesome.
They got
So the guy
Grissom,
don't
yeah.
do good, you send him down. Sometimes
I
rookies gives you a
I
spark.
thought that they were going to bring one of the guys
That's
up.
the Yankees' problem. They are not. They're being run terribly right now. The decisions are
And they will
awful.
not give up a prospect for nothing.
They-
but
this-
even the Yankees got a good reliever for nobody.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah,
That guy's awesome. Their problem is they're
was
being
Innis. What's his name?
Efros, Scott Efros.
What's the guy who begins with the I? The Braves got that guy.
Iglesias.
Iglesias. That guy's
Yeah.
good too.
Raciel Iglesias.
Yeah.
Listen, the Braves improved themselves. The Phillies improved themselves.
The Yankees improved
The
themselves. They're
Cardinals
just not-
improved themselves.
Yeah.
The opposite of what happened with the Mets. These guys got traded to a team that's scorching hot.
Right.
These other guys got traded to a team that's ice cold.
That guy from Kansas City is good.
He's awesome.
He's good.
And he's starting to heat up. He's hitting the ball a lot more. He went like his first 20 at bats with one hit. But now he's got 2, 3, 4 hits a game. He's hitting the ball now. He's getting better. He's a contact hitter, which is what we need on the Yankees. They got they got 2 good relievers, and they got the guy Montes. He's just he's an average pitcher, but someone they
No,
needed.
he's above average. I love him.
Yeah, he's someone that they needed, but again, he came into an ice cold team. Yeah, this room's all out of whack.
Did you pay the bill, Phil?
He's a cheapskate. We just spoke about this.
The lights went out.
No, I got to get this looked at. Something's not right.
The Yankees are run terrible, and they deserve to be losing right now because they have phenomenal players in AAA that they're not bringing up because they're worried about options. They got this guy Albert Abreu who is brutally awful. Got dropped by another team. He was on the Yankees. They traded him. That team drops him. We get him, and now he's no more options, and they're just letting him just blow games
Finally
because
got
they
rid
don't want to get rid of him.
Right, Gallo. What an experiment that was.
And now he's killing it on the Dodgers, which is crazy. But some guys just can't handle New York. It's just,
J.D.
it's
Davis
just-
too. He's got 4 homers since he left.
and he had
know.
0 on the Mets, right?
No,
What did you
Yeah,
say?
but he hit the ball
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
He was,
yeah.
you know.
He hit the ball hard. He said.
No, he did. Phil's right. He did have the highest hard hit rate for a guy hitting 200. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
So I got a question, John. What did the Red Sox do? They didn't sell, but they did sell, and they bought.
You got this like a question from the internet. You got the way you just asked me that's not your own question. Where'd you
No,
get
it
that
is.
from?
No, it's my own question because I wanted J.D. Davis, J.D. Martinez, and we didn't get him because they wouldn't trade him.
Because they're still in contention for a wild card technically.
But they
They're really
traded.
only 4 games out.
They traded Christian Vasquez, but then they got Tommy Pham.
I mean, is Christian? He's probably a good player for them, but is that going to make or break them making the playoffs? Christian Vasquez.
I just didn't understand what they did.
They got Hosmer.
Right.
I mean, but is Christian Vasquez? I get it. They didn't know what they were going to do either. It's kind of what the Yankees did a couple of years back when they traded Chapman and Andrew Miller. They were not ready, really close to the playoffs, but still kind of in it. So they didn't want to trade everybody, but they traded.
Those are great trades for you.
Those are great trades. Phenomenal trades. That's how we got Gleyber Torres.
I don't know if we could do this, but Angelica, would you want to ask the questions of that game again?
Yeah.
Right, it's right behind you. But the thing is, we don't have that microphone set up, so you have to share a microphone with John.
Marte just made a nice catch. Phil promised me that we could do the podcast and watch the Met game on the TV.
And you couldn't get it on?
No,
But he
because
don't
I don't
have
have
it. He
Thomas
don't have-
disconnected my.
So
cable
I have
here.
to watch it on the SMY app. On
But
a,
he's a cheapskate.
That's
And
not
he
me.
blames it on everybody else.
That's not me. I didn't. First off, I told him not to buy that TV. We had one in here, and we had the cable.
You
all
can't
set
just
up.
stream it. You could probably stream it.
no,
from
I
your
got
phone.
it on SMY
Yeah, but
app.
put it on there.
You could probably stream it onto the TV.
That's all right.
It'll probably go right there.
I don't know how you do it.
Here, let me see your phone. You may be able to do it. Let's see.
It's an app though.
Yeah.
Is that up there?
It's not a good app either. It goes out all the time, and you got to reboot it.
Yeah, no, you can't do it.
It's not that thing right there.
No, it's picture on picture. All right, give it a shot.
All right, so let's. Paul, we played a game once before, and it's New York sports. The first person to get to 5 wins. She asks the questions, and then
Okay.
we go one
Five's
by
a
one.
lot. Do like 3.
3?
Yeah,
all right, we'll do 3.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Five's a lot.
All right, so. All right, now that's a little bit tough here because you can see the answers now.
Feels
I'll cup
cheap.
it. Don't worry.
Feels
okay.
cheap.
All right. So we're not doing the point system because they're all different points. Look. Like 2, 7,
Oh.
1.
Look at that. No, let's not do that.
Okay.
Not
all right.
today.
So I'll just count them all as 1-pointers. Okay. Are you ready, you 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Whoever knows the answer, just answer first.
Yeah, that's fine.
What quarterback became the first NFL rookie to have 3 games with 4 touchdown passes, no interceptions, setting several giant rookie records after they picked him up 6th in the overall 2019 NFL draft?
Phil Sims?
No, 2019.
Oh, 2019.
Hostetler?
That would have to be.
6th in the 2019 draft.
Oh, no,
Theo
it's
Jones.
Hosta.
Yeah,
Yep.
it has to be
19,
Dan
Yeah,
Jones.
you got it right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even
All right,
hear
so
that.
keep this card.
I
You
didn't
get
get
1
to-
point.
What am I
2019.
thinking? 2019 is Hostetler was in the 80s.
Yeah.
I didn't hear 2019 either.
I took a little break from football too, so.
Okay. What AL club did the Miracle Mets upset to win the 19?
Baltimore
Orioles.
Oh, that is close. Because you said Baltimore first, and then so you guys said Orioles at the same time.
But I started it first, no?
You can give it to Phil.
All right. Yeah, keep that. Okay.
That was an easy one for you guys.
Yeah.
In 1985, the Yankees retired uniform number 10 to honor what 13-year shortstop nicknamed the Scooter?
Phil Rizzuto.
That's going to him.
I got a point, Phil.
Well, I was really close, though.
Yeah, that was.
He got out of the inning.
Okay. In 2011, Kalamazoo Central High School in
Derek Jeter.
Michigan.
Oh.
So easy. All you gotta say was Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo.
One more
that's
point
Jeter.
wins it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do a hard one because this one.
See, that wasn't fair.
Okay.
Did you know that,
he
Uncle
didn't get
Phil?
Rizzuto. Yankee fan. He didn't get Rizzuto.
He's the
Okay,
young one.
another Yankee question. Before changing their name to the Yankees, the New York Highlanders played home games from 1903 to 1912 in what ballpark located between 165th and
Polo
168th
Grounds.
Street in Upper Manhattan?
Polo Grounds.
No.
What the hell could it be?
Ebbets-
No, the
Ebbets
Yankees,
Field.
Yankee Stadium was built.
No.
That's why they call it the house.
Yeah,
that
we don't know.
So you
None of
guys
us knows.
forfeit?
Yeah,
Hilltop Park.
Yeah, no idea.
no idea.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That was
Okay.
really tough.
A Mets question. Who won a World Series ring with the Mets both as shortstop in 1969 and as coach in 1986?
Buddy House.
But Harrelson, yeah. Yeah, you give it
Yep.
to Phil.
All right, one more and Uncle Phil wins.
Well, John's got 2 also.
Oh. In 1979, the Yankees retired uniform number 15 to honor what?
Munson.
Thurman Munson.
He said it.
I got it.
Fast.
Yeah, that was fast.
They got all the retired number.
Oh, next question. We're all there.
Yeah, one of us wins.
In 2002, what publicly owned Long Island golf course played to
That's
host?
Page Black.
That's got to be it.
Yep, Beth Page.
Congratulations, John.
Oh, John won.
Awesome.
You made some golf question. Need a Paul. No, I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was.
I got it. All
That's
right.
the only golf course I know, too. Like,
Beth Page Black?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for us for today. I want to thank you guys for coming on.
Predictions,
John.
Met Yankee predictions. Go ahead.
I think the Mets make the World Series.
Does that mean they win or lose?
Don't know.
That's the point of a prediction. What is he?
I don't know because I have no idea.
I'm saying the Mets win the division. They lose to the Dodgers. And the Dodgers beat the Yankees in the World Series.
Yeah, I don't. I think Houston's
But that's a
gonna
prediction.
get there.
But that's a prediction.
I think
That's not what I want. But
I think Houston's going to get there. I just don't know if the Mets will beat Houston right now. If DeGrom's healthy, the Mets can win.
Wait, just give a prediction.
I got a feeling
It's a big difference if DeGrom's healthy or not.
This is crazy that he.
That's part of prediction.
That's the.
Listen, me and Anthony went through this with him. We said, Phil, we'll bet you lunch
I don't bet
because
money.
you won't bet money.
I don't
so
bet
we'll
money.
bet you lunch that Max Scherzer has more wins than DeGrom. Well, I got to see if DeGrom's healthy.
Oh,
or
he
not.
didn't
I said,
play.
but that's the
That's the
point.
point.
That's why we're betting.
Look
That's
how
why they're making the.
That's why we're
Look
making
how,
the bet.
Look how lucky I was. He didn't pitch until August.
But that
not
was
lucky.
the.
That's the
But we're
point of
not
the
lucky.
bet.
We
But
were
that's why I
right.
wouldn't make
We
the
were
bet.
right. He's going to win more games. The injury is the factor. That's why we said we'll bet you if Scherzer wins more games.
and I said when we get
Right.
out of spring training, I'll make the bet.
But that's
we
the
never got
purpose
out
of the
spring
bet.
Training, so that's why I didn't do
That's
it.
the purpose of the bet.
Make a prediction on
Right.
the Mets and the Yankees postseason. Go ahead. Not what you think. If this one's
Well, the
healthy,
Yankees,
if that one's
the
healthy.
Yankees, I think are going to lose to Houston.
in the ALCS.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
that's a
I
prediction.
think they're going to lose
prediction.
to Houston, unfortunately.
Okay.
For
The
you
Mets are
guys.
going to do what?
The Mets are going to. I think the Mets will make the World Series, and again, as long as DeGrom is healthy. If DeGrom isn't healthy,
And then what do they do in the World Series? Do they win or do they lose according to your
Doesn't
prediction?
matter.
It
Oh,
doesn't
God.
matter.
I'm so glad that he drives you.
Wait, so this is a
Because-
moral victory if the Mets you're just
See,
happy that they made it?
I'd be happy.
us.
I'd be happy if they
That's
made it.
one that's
All
extremely
right, make a
pathetic.
prediction on Judge. How many homers is he going to hit? Can you do that?
It depends
Don't
if he's
say
healthy.
if he,
No.
if you don't say if he
No,
tears a hamstring.
I'm gonna,
and,
I'll make a prediction on Judge. I'm going to say 62.
I'm going to say 68.
Really, I say 59.
Yeah,
I was
I
going
don't
to say
think he hits
59, but I think he's going to hit 62.
he's going to get hot, and towards the end of the
I mean, he's
season,
been hot. He's been hot.
but
How hot can he
towards
get?
the end of the year, when all those teams are out of it and they don't care, they're going to pitch to him, and he's going to hit bomb after bomb.
Hey, listen,
All
I'll say.
right.
So still no prediction on the Mets World Series. They're just getting there, and that's it. You don't care. No prediction. This is insane that you can't even give a prediction.
As a Met fan, I'm going to say they're going to win. All right.
All right, Phil.
I think we get a Subway Series. Yankees in 5.
I can't take another Subway Series. Yeah. I can't. I don't want it. I don't want to take a chance on losing again. It'll kill me. I would have to stop watching baseball. I got to not talk to all my family members that are Yankee fans. I can't handle it. Can't handle it again.
Well, anyway,
I
thank
don't
you
want
very much, and we'll take it until next time.
All right. That's